What's going on, guys? I think I'm doing this right. Let me see if I can pull this up and fix this real quick. Why won't it let me? If you guys can hear me, I'm trying to get this going here on the live stream, but let's see. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Trying to get this going in the chat. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Awesome. Cool. So I don't know, like my camera's not working, but man, huge game for State. I mean, Sweet 16. Are you kidding me? This is something that State has been working towards for 9 years. And I'm just ecstatic, guys. I am ecstatic. This thing is huge. I honestly thought going to this game that we were going to lose this game the way it was. Well, going into it, I thought State was probably going to win, but man, as I got close to it, I said, I don't know, man. I'm starting to get kind of nervous about it. I was worried about us maybe overcommitting on defense to Golke and having the other guys on their team like Townsend or not Lampkin, not Lampstand, whatever the guy's name was, Lampman, having him go off or somebody else going off if we were overcommitting to Golke. And then, man, I thought just going through the whole game, I'm going to go ahead, think about this. So I thought DJ Horn coming out of the gate was good. It gave State confidence in the game. I think the score was 9-2, and they called a timeout or it was an immediate timeout for State. Well, then they went into after that, and I felt like maybe Oakland said, okay, Horn's getting hot. I think he hit like 3 or 4 straight buckets. And it was really like, okay, I think we're gonna adjust to him. So he didn't score anything the whole game, and except till overtime after that. To me, I'm just going to just a few highlights, and I'm just going to spat out these random thoughts here. But to me, they got in this game. I thought the gameplay was well done. They didn't settle for threes, and I was really thankful for that. They still look for ways to try to play through Burns. Honestly, I think if I'm an opposing team like whoever Marquette or Colorado, whoever wins that game tomorrow and plays us in Dallas on Friday, which I can't even believe I'm saying that. I really think they're going to look at Oakland's film, right? Because the zone really bothered us. Now I don't know if those teams will really adjust. I don't know what Marquette and Colorado do defensively, but I thought Oakland, they did a pretty good job, and really they just hung around, and that really worried me. I think that proved out to be a problem as we went to overtime, obviously, but having them hang around, State couldn't really get above. I don't think they got above 7-point lead the whole time, and I know it was something where they went with what's the word I'm looking for? They went back and forth. Whenever State had a shot, Oakland would make a bucket. Biggest lead was 9. Thanks, Razor. I just felt like State couldn't really get that. Now, I don't know that 9 was in the written regulation. I know he went up by 9 or I think it was 9 in overtime, but I don't remember us going up 9 in regulation. But regardless, it seemed like whenever State was up, they would have an answer, and they would just hang around there. They would tie the game a few times. I thought Burns had a quiet 22 points. I don't know how you guys felt about that, but I can see y'all's comments here. Burns, to me, he was key, obviously, like Aaron when State has, but 22 and 9, 1 rebound away from a double-double. I thought he really held his own. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but 0 fouls by Burns. Now, granted, Diarra and Middlebrooks both fouled out because they were really, I think, having to guard Townsend there for a good bit. But Burns was huge. And even then, even though Diarra got fouled out, he still had his double-double. I think it was 11 points and 13 rebounds. Just checking it again real quick here, guys. 11 points and 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Burns 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block. So you have 5 guys in double-figure scoring, and I realized when overtime, but O'Connell, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists. That's a huge number from Michael O'Connell tonight. 8 assists from Michael O'Connell, 1 steal. Casey Morcell, 11 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Horn, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. And Jaden Taylor, he didn't have double-digit figures, but he got 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. And man, I thought that game showed a lot of heart by State, really, towards the end there. They didn't give up, even though whenever they had a shot and Oakland had an answer, it felt like they didn't give up. Now, the problem, one thing I had with State highlight guard Oakland, I thought Casey was also a player of the game. But, I mean, Golke did get his. Golke had, I think, somewhere around, let's see here. Golke had 22 points. So Golke still got his. 8 rebounds for Golke. But I think State at times they wanted to bite on the pump action by Golke when he would want to jump. He would pump fake, and State would jump at it and get off their get their feet off the ground. And at that point, Golke's like, got you, and he would hit his shot. But even then, Golke was, let's see what his field goal. Golke was 6 for 17. He was 35.3%. He had 4 free throws mixed in there. 3-pointers, he was 6 for 17. So again, 35%. So last night he hit 50. Last night he was 10 for 20. 3 less shot attempts, 4 less 3-pointers for him. So I thought Casey, you got it. To me, player of the game, and how he tried to his responsibility was to guard Golke the whole game. Townsend just went off, I thought, for them. Townsend had 30 points, 13 rebounds. I mean, between Townsend and Golke, that was all they had. Now, Conway had 9 points, 3 rebounds for them. Lampman had 7. But Golke and Townsend, I mean, they said he hit his 3rd 3 of the season. That was crazy. Yeah, and I'm just kind of looking here at some of your guys' comments. Obviously, Trent Hidley is playing. Trent is in the rest match right now, so we're going to tune into that. By the way, did anybody else catch that Duke baseball game? I mean, State, I think, was down 8-2, 8-3. I know Duke had 2 errors, but walk-off 2-run home run win there to end, to take the series, huge by Eli Serrano, just as a side note. But yeah, Townsend was big. I think my worry was we were going to get so caught up with Golke that we were going to lose sight and overcommit on him and forget Townsend is their leading scorer on points per game for the whole season. So I was worried about that. But man, I see Timothy Thompson's talking about he watched from beginning to end. Best comeback I've seen in a long time. To me, yeah. I think he's talking about baseball. Baseball, great comeback. For me, this game, I don't know about you guys, but I felt way more nervous about this game than I did about the Texas Tech game. I was really worried about that. But man, just guys, this is surreal, man. This is surreal. Like, you got 2 banners and a trophy this offseason. State has won 7 straight games. They have beaten Louisville, Syracuse, Duke, UVA, UNC, Texas Tech, and in a fringe Cinderella. You can give them a Cinderella title if you want to because they beat Kentucky, Oakland. I mean, huge. They deserve all of the praise. I don't want to hear anybody complain about the offseason. You won't hear me complain. I think Keats, Joel Justice, Kareem Richardson, Levi Watkins, the training staff, the nutrition staff, keeping Diarra healthy, the commitment and the discipline this team had to go through the training. They had to go through getting conditioned, multiple times in the last 48 hours. Just huge. And yeah, Tom DeMay saying they did definitely deserve Cinderella. To me, they do, man. I mean, they earned it. I really thought it was classy. If you guys caught the end of the game where Keats was, I think it was first comment interview in the game was just about just the phrase of giving Oakland their flowers. Just complimenting Oakland on what they've done. Um, in some ways, I hate that we had to be the ones to end their run. I'm glad we got the opportunity to play them because it was much easier, I think, than Kentucky would have been. But what Oakland did to Kentucky is probably going to impact Kentucky's opinion of what they do with Calipari. I mean, that's crazy. Now, granted, Calipari and Kentucky had multiple postseasons over the last few years where they did nothing. But they may have is that the final nail in the coffin with Kentucky and Calipari? I mean, I think that would be crazy to let go of him, but there is an argument there now. So Oakland did that, right? I mean, so I hate it was us that knocked him out because I would love to see them go on a run, have another Cinderella story. But right now, it feels like NC State is the Cinderella team right now. I mean, depends upon what some other teams do tomorrow. But just looking at some of the scores so far, Duquesne, the 11 seed against number 3 Illinois, is down 25 right now. 13 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the second half. Tennessee's up 50-42 over Texas with 4.5 minutes left in the game. Creighton just started off with Oregon 96. Arizona beats Dayton, the 7 seed, by 10 points. Gonzaga crushes Kansas 89-68. I thought Michigan State was going to have a chance there to come back and get North Carolina there. They were tied for a while, and then North Carolina just had I think a big run there to close out the first half and really just kept chipping away. Iowa State beat Washington State. So to me, guys, I really think NC State is a Cinderella team right now. They are probably the Cinderella team. I can look back, see what happens tomorrow. You've got opportunity for Colorado to beat Marquette. And actually, really interesting, guys. Marquette or Vegas got the betting line. Marquette is only favored by 3.5 points to Colorado, the 10 seed. The 2 seed Marquette is favored by 3.5 points against the 10 seed Colorado. That is really interesting. Purdue playing 8 seed Utah State tomorrow. Duke playing the 12 seed James Madison, which I'm gonna tell you right now, James Madison is if I were Duke, I'd be a little nervous. James Madison was really hot to start the season, excuse me, and they're playing well. Won their conference. If I were Duke, I'd be a little worried because I think James Madison can really shoot the ball. So, yeah, they're 11th in the country at points per game. They're 34th in pace, 26 in field goal percentage, 64th in 3-point field goal percentage. So if I were rebounds, they're 37th. If I were Duke, I'd be a little worried about that matchup. I'd be pulling for the Dukes in that game. Shout out to my in-laws who are and my sister-in-law who are JMU alums. But yeah, Baylor, Clemson, Alabama, Grand Canyon. Alabama's only favored by 5.5. So if you're talking Cinderellas, guys, I mean Grand Canyon, James Madison, Colorado, NC State. Those would be the schools right now, but NC State is the first double-digit seed in this tournament to get to the Sweet 16, guys. I know Oregon. I forget about them. Oregon's playing right now against Creighton. Maybe Oregon can do something, but guys, I just think we need to do as a fan is just to celebrate to those players what they've done for us this offseason. Yeah, I hear Tar Heels for life, UNC for state national title is happening. Man, wouldn't that be something? Dallas next weekend, Russell Oral. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that would be – my sister-in-law lives in Dallas. I would love to go to that game, but I also know it's Easter, so it's just you got to decide. You got to decide, man. But, yeah, Tom is talking about State is Cinderella because of seed. In fact, it's such a likable team. But we have more talent than a normal Cinderella. Yeah, I mean, I just come back to where was this in the regular season? Now, granted, if you look at the teams at times, guys, I realize Casey was here last season, Burns was here last season, but Horn, O'Connell, Diarra, Middlebrooks, Taylor. I mean, all of those guys were not here last season, and they are huge contributors. I think that gives you perspective of what the transfer portal means to NC State and how you can win right now with the transfer portal. Now, granted, it took us till now to figure it out and get grouping, but sometimes I guess maybe it takes that long. So to me, State is, I mean, I don't know which one was the bigger offseason get. I mean, even Burns and Casey. Casey's from Virginia, Burns from Wofford, Taylor from Butler, DR from Missouri. Where I saw some tweet, I think it was Wolfpack Stats Twitter account, talking about how DR had like basically no points at Missouri. He was like a non-factor at Missouri. Just really interesting for that. O'Connell from Stanford, like guys, like the transfer portal is the way to go. Yeah, we figured it out. Better late than never, Shane. That's right. Man, guys, I can't believe it, and it's awesome. So I'd be curious to let you guys know. We'll have an awesome live show. An awesome live show in I would say on Monday to really celebrate this. Today was a great day to be an NC State fan. You have gymnastics. You have I don't know. I think gymnastics won. I'll have to check that real quick. I know Leighton is there covering that game. I've been tweeting at the men's basketball game and a little bit of the women's game. If somebody in the comments can let me know, I'm not in the loop just yet on gymnastics, but yeah, I see it now. Always 2024 ACC champions. Wow, ACC champion NC State gymnastics. Huge, huge. They beat out Clemson, Pitt, and UNC. It looks like Clemson came in second, UNC in third, and Pitt in fourth. But NC State, the 197.550. I know Leighton's emphasized how, beating a team by even just 1 point is a big lead. But yeah, and then so women's gymnastics ACC championship today. Just a few minutes ago, or an hour ago, I should say. You've got NC State baseball with a walk-off comeback win to clinch the series against Duke. I mean, 8-2, whatever, 8-2, 8-3. They come back and they win 9-8 on a ninth inning, 2 outs, man on first. I think it was Eli Serrano comes to the plate and hits a home run right over field wall, right near the foul line. I mean, huge for NC State. Hopefully that can be some momentum going into the next season. Going into this, I know they didn't get wins against Georgia Tech. They do have the series over Boston College, but getting the series whenever Duke is big. Tennis over UNC today. Yeah, thanks JKRDF65. Yeah, the teams tennis over UNC today. I think the score is 4-3 for women's tennis. Huge. Women's basketball, guys. We've been talking about them. Women's basketball, gets their first round win against Chattanooga. They win. I think the score was 64-45. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. 64-45. Just awesome. Both teams for Chattanooga and State shot 33%. Both teams shot relatively similar 3-point percentages. Not great. Chattanooga shot 20%. State shot slightly better at 27%, although State had almost twice the volume of 3-point attempts compared to Chattanooga. I will say one big difference in the game, State's free throws. State had 25 attempts, Chattanooga's 14. State had 20 made free throws to Chattanooga's 8. That's a 12-point difference. Rebounds were huge. Offensive rebounds, which is a note here, 10 offensive rebounds to Chattanooga's 2. Assists, State had 10, Chattanooga had 6. 4 blocks by State. To me, all those numbers tell me State's post players did a really good job cleaning up the glass and all that. And I'm going back here to the stat line for women's basketball. 3 players in double-digit figure scoring. Sanaya Rivers, to me, player of the game. That's just my personal opinion on that. There's some plays that were big. But 16 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block for Sanaya Rivers in 30 minutes of play. Isaiah James, 33 minutes, 19 points, 2 rebounds. River Baldwin, Might have had the most efficient game of the day. 24 points. 24 minutes. She had 10 points, 11 rebounds, 1 block. I mean, just really good. Mimi Collins, quiet day. Madison Hayes, quiet day. But Madison Hayes, had 5 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. She had her contributions. Mimi Collins, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Zoe Brooks, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Good win for state. I mean, we won by 19 points, almost 20-point game there. I mean, that's big for state, and they'll go on to face Tennessee. I think that'll be 2 days from now. So that'll be is that Monday, or do they face them tomorrow? I wonder what that is. Let me check that. This NC State women's basketball, they play Monday. The 3-seed NC State versus the 6-seed Tennessee on Monday in the second round of the NCAA women's tournament. But yeah, Brian Cuddington, 24 and 11 for DJ, 0 fouls. I thought was huge. I mean, just a win by women's tennis. Baseball team won today. Wrestling's going on right now. You've got the NC State now in the Sweet 16. The men's basketball in the Sweet 16. I feel like am I missing something? I mean, women's basketball. I mean, second round or going to the second round now. Just a great day, guys. As a great fan, wear that red tomorrow. This whole week. I know for me at work, I wore state gear every day to work this past week because I figured maybe one day for every win state had in the ACC title, and now I'm just gonna have to. I joked around. I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna start running out of state clothes or state gear with all this winning we've got going on right now for basketball teams. So, all joking aside, man, this is fun, guys, and I would say with a bit of a tongue in cheek, this is sweet. This is sweet. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm beside myself, giddy about it. This is awesome. Yeah, Brian saying Golke was 6 or 17. Yeah, he was. I really thought Casey did a good job. I don't know about great job, maybe really good job, maybe is the word, but there were some times he bit on, got off his feet there. Maybe I'm confusing him with Horn guarding him at times, or O'Connell having to switch. But Casey was big defensively for us this game. Didn't do a whole lot offensively, but let me see if I can check to see what his offensive numbers were today for us. Casey Morcell, 11 points. Okay, so Casey had 11 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. That's pretty good. I said that earlier, and I've already forgotten. Man, it's almost 10:30. Yeah, 5 players and 5 in double-digit scoring. 2 players at double-doubles, DR and Burns. The big guys need to be big, and they were. Man, O'Connell, Morcell, and Horn combining for 34 points. Diarra and Burns combining for 35 points. That's huge, guys. That's huge. You can say guards. Throw Jaden Taylor in there. You've got 42 points from your 4 guards. You've got, between Burns and DR, 35 points. That's the number right there, guys. 35 points. And Burns was huge. Yeah, just looking at the stats again. State shot 45% from this game. I mean, State's been shooting really well, guys, in the last week and a half, 2 weeks now, whatever it is. I know they shot 50% against Texas Tech. They shot, I think the number was 43% in the first half against Texas Tech. They finished the game on 50%, which told me they shot 57% in the second half against Texas Tech. State shot 45% in the for the game this time around. Let's see what they did. State shot 41% in the first half of this game against Oakland, which tells me that State shot 49% in the second half, almost 50%. That's really good, guys. And State shot the 3 better in the second half, bumped it up. They shot, looking at this here, 41%, I would say, from 3 in the second half, finishing the game out with a 34 – finishing the game out with a 34% three-point shooting, which is a good number. Um, but to me, the difference was rebounds. State had 44 rebounds to Oakland's 30. 19 assists to their 13. Um, I thought the area that I thought State did not play well, to be honest with you guys, I thought turnovers. State State tries usually prioritize and values the basketball. They had 8 turnovers to Oakland's 6, so they were -2 in that category. Advantage Oakland. That doesn't normally happen, and I think that was a difference in the game as well. Um, 36 points in the paint for NC State compared to Oakland's 24. Um, big. Yeah, I'm just looking at any other stats that might be really interesting. Defensive rebounds, State had 33 to Oakland's 21. Um, yeah, those are the stats, guys. I just really thought big game, big game for State. You had to take advantage of a hot 14 seed Oakland. Um, yeah, so just big time. Yeah, big time. So Jason Santiago, 5 out of the 11 first round upsets came from our South region. Crazy, crazy. Um, yeah, Brian. So Brian Cudgeon said player of the game was Taylor for hitting the absolute biggest shot of the game. So what's interesting? So Diarra went out, got fouled out right when that happened. Right, remember that? So he got fouled. He fouled out and brought in Taylor. My wife sitting next to me in the game was like, that's actually not a bad idea that him being here because he can shoot. He's a shooter, right? He's not a big guy. It's like, yeah, and even the commentator said it. I wonder if Diarra had not been in that game, or if he had been in that game, excuse me, Taylor would have not made that shot. So maybe it ended up working in our favor in a weird way that Diarra fouled out and Taylor got that shot. I mean, that's just what happens in March, guys. Some of these games, it has to just kind of fall your way and get lucky with it. And they got lucky in that regard. I mean, I don't know what the word is, but Taylor had to step up and make that shot, right? I think O'Connell had some big threes in this game. Casey had a big 3 in this game. But to me, I don't know, man. There's a whole lot of guys you give it to, but statistically, Burns is the player of the game. 24 points, 11 rebounds. He was so Burns had 1 foul. Okay, I missed it. They updated the stat line. It said it was 0 earlier. 5 offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, 9 for 12. He shot. DJ Burns was 75% from the floor. I'm just gonna look at some other numbers here. Muhammad Diarra, 55.6 field goal percentage. He was 5 for 9. Michael O'Connell, 4 for 7. So Michael O'Connell shot 57% tonight. Yeah, free throws. DJ Burns, 6 of 7. It looks here that the plus minus. It says the guy who had the biggest impact in the game actually was DJ Horn. So in the 37 minutes that DJ Horn played, State outscored Oakland by 11 points. Is what that means. Yeah, just big guys, big. So yeah, guys, I'm just so happy right now. So thankful for it. Really just want to enjoy this, guys. As a State fans, we've had a lot of ups and downs. I think that was the definition of cardiac pack right there. They could have given up, guys. Could have given up. They could have just, it's Oakland. This guy Golke is going out. Townsend's going off. Overtime. Burns and Diarra get fouled out early in overtime. They could have let Tate back. You hear the commentators talking about how tired they are. I'll tell you another move that I thought was really big. And Keats is doing this lately in these postseason games. DJ called a time, Keats called a timeout with a little over 5 minutes left in the game. And he's been doing that, giving the guys a little bit of an extra break to get rested up. Yeah, that was big because that means that the 4 minute timeout, immediate timeout there, his guys were a little bit extra rest, and I wonder at what point the sun went down, and DR was able to start getting some food in. But yeah, guys, I don't have a whole lot more to say. Really pumped about this win. There's a whole lot of teams that are at home twiddling their thumbs right now, making moves. I saw Michigan hired Dusty May from Florida Atlantic. To be honest with you, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, I was saying that's a coach I thought NC State should go after if they were going to let go of Keats. But man, what a polarizing turnaround of events this whole season, this whole postseason has been. I mean, just incredible. I wonder what happens now that Keats is in his contract. What's built in that? Keats gets, he's in the Sweet 16. Does he get an extra year extension? What's his bonus look like? Does he get I mean, this is crazy things, but like we talked about potentially like letting go of the guy 2 weeks ago, firing the guy 2 weeks ago, and now he's done something that hasn't been done. I mean, AC tournament in 37 years, hasn't won the Sweet 16 in 9 years. I mean, what happens, guys? What happens, hypothetically speaking, if we win this game? I think it's Friday we play in Dallas, either against Colorado or Marquette. What happens if we make it to the Elite Eight? That's going to be insane, nuts. So many things got to go that way. Knock on wood. So many things can happen. Marquette is a really good team. Colorado's size concerns would worry me if I were a State fan, which I am. But man, it's just exciting to think about. And I don't think this team has the mindset to just look ahead. I really think they're taking this one game at a time. They're going to have a week to prepare for them, and granted, either Marquette or Colorado is going to have a week to prepare for us. But it'd be huge, guys, just huge. Don't want to say we'll have so much more to talk about on Monday night on our live show, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. Sorry I couldn't get the video going tonight. Not as savvy with this as Leighton is right now, but I've got some learning to do on my end. But man, NC State is in the Sweet 16, guys. We are one of the final 16 teams in college basketball. We are 4 games away from a national title. I mean, that so many crazy things have happened this postseason that to this point, it has felt like State has been a team of destiny. It just feels like, man, how much more can they do with the guys? How can they keep going with this, guys? This is crazy. Yeah. Take it one game at a time, right? Just be thankful we're in the Sweet 16. I mean, 2 banners and a trophy, guys. I said at the beginning of the stream here, 2 banners and a trophy. It's just huge for the program. Think what they can do in the transfer portal. Think what they can do in recruiting. Granted, you won't have DJ Burns. You won't next season. You won't have Casey Morsell next season. You won't have DJ Horn next season. You do bring in Paul McNeil, who broke the North Carolina high school scoring record this past season with his high school. You still got DR O'Connell. You got Taylor coming back. Middlebrook's coming back. A State can go and pitch to it. Hey, you want to be a center? Look what DJ Burns just did. Come do that at NC State. Hey, you want to be a guard? You want to transfer in? You want to be, lead the team in scoring like DJ Horn? Come to NC State. Look how we play. Look how fast we play. Look how we run. How free we play. Now, granted, there's a whole lot of things State needs to figure out in the regular season because the chemistry building is going to be big. But, man, State's going to be a very appealing team to a lot of players in the transfer portal. And this Sweet 16 is going to put them on the map for a lot of those players. So we'll see what happens, guys. But I'm already thinking way ahead what this means for the program. But NC State's in the Sweet 16, guys. Huge. We'll have more content Monday. The live stream, I believe that'll be 8 o'clock like normal. We might have to make it a 2-hour episode like we did last time. I don't know. This is just fun, guys. It's sweet. Like I said, tongue in cheek. It's sweet, guys. Just so sweet. All right. We'll leave you guys alone. Thank you guys for tuning in. we really, like I said, Tuffy Talk, we're just NC State fans talking state stuff. Be sure to continue to like and subscribe. Share this with all the friends there, to build this community up. Yeah, just really thankful for you guys. Really looking forward to this week, man. It is going to be so fun this week. Looking forward to Friday. Getting excited about it, guys. Getting excited about it. So, talk to you guys later. You have a good night. NC State's in the Sweet 16, guys. Go Pack.